All right, y'all. Welcome back. Hear Me Out podcast, joined by the homie Brooks, as always. What's up, bro?
What to do, everybody?
Yes, sir, man. Demidro here. And we got a special guest in the building, man. Go ahead and give a quick introduction. He is the founder of Thumpyard. It's one of the craziest backyard boxing. I don't even want to call it that at this point. This is just like it's a building up a boxing community. Uh, they got over 600 followers or 600 subscribers on YouTube, going crazy on IG, gain over 4,000 subscribers. And the main thing that I want to talk about here before we give this introduction is gloves up, guns down. We are joined by Jonathan, the founder of Thumpyard. How you doing today, Jonathan?
Hey, thank you, bro. Hey, that was a dope introduction, bro. This is my first podcast interview, so to hear that, man, I feel very honored, bro, to be here with you guys and humbled, first and foremost, man. All the glory to God, bro. It's been an amazing journey. We just set off in April, so it's everything's been unraveling pretty quick. And I don't think you could have said it any better, man. It's really creating a boxing community. I call it like an open platform boxing community where anyone, all ages, male or female, could come and test themselves. Some people come for different purposes. Obviously, we say that we thump for a cause because the whole purpose is, like you said, gloves up, guns down. We want to raise awareness in our communities about gun violence, and we typically set it off with a guest speaker that shares their experience if they've been affected by gun violence, and I share my personal story with gun violence. So I come from a boxing background. My father was a professional fighter. My brother also boxed, so since little I've always boxed, and then I trained and did a little bit of amateur boxing, competing and getting bouts and stuff. So it's in my blood, and it's just another passion. And I found a way to fuse my passion with a message, and my story, and the story of many others that are affected by gun violence.
You talked about your origins. So tell us a little bit more about that. What made you get into boxing?
So my father was a pro boxer. So I have memories of my father when he was pro, training, and me as a toddler in the boxing gym. You know what I mean? Just remember crawling on the canvas of the gym and hitting the bag. And I've always had memories of him boxing, him training at home, and then he would even put on the gloves with us as kids, playing around. Although some shots, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of rocked me a little bit, but it all taught me some stuff. And then my brother and I always put on the gloves. So my brother is 2.5 years younger than me. I'm the older brother. So I mean, I've been exposed to it my whole life, and I feel like it's something that's always kept a bond between my father and I. It's always, because at some point in my life, I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. My dad is Dominican, and my mom is from El Salvador. So I was born in Silver Spring, but then at 11 years old, I moved to Miami with my mother, and I basically finished middle school and high school in Florida. So but there's something that kept the bond between my father and I has always been boxing.
So what's that win-loss record against your brother, man? Because I know those fights must have been intense.
Back and forth, man. He's southpaw, and he's like he's a hard hitter. He's more of a pressure fighter. I used to another one of my passions was dancing. So I used to dance a lot of bachata, salsa. So the footwork was nice. So I mean, boxing is not just about the hands. You got to have the footwork too.
Right.
So I used to use my footwork with him, but he was nice, man. We go back and forth. One day I get him, another day he get me. You know what I'm saying? We both had some good shots.
Yeah, man. Sibling rivalries used to be crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. And it's just me and him growing up, and then later we got a sister on my father's side as well.
Right. So that's your origins, man. So let's get into the Thumpyard, bro. It's been going crazy. Like you mentioned, y'all started in April, the first event, April 18th to be exact. I remember we were there, man, and just to see how much y'all have grown, not only in audience, but just even the fighters, man. The fighters are starting to come in there knowing what they're doing a little more, man. But before we jump the gun on that, man, tell us a little bit about the origins of Thumpyard. How did that come together? And just what's the backstory on that?
So, all right. So, there's a lot of different other groups out there that are doing kind of similar things with the backyard boxing and this and that. So I've always been a fan. I'm a boxing fanatic. Either way, it's my passion. So my brother and I went back and forth bouncing ideas, and we came with like, well, why don't we just do it? Let's just stop talking about it and just do it. And we put together you guys were at the very first one.
Very first one.
Saw
right, so
Green fighter.
Yeah, we was on the gravel. Man was just slipping. Like,
Yeah.
we put together 4 matches, and then it's been incredible because we have a great team. So we have a great media guy, and that's been helping a lot with the promo and with the growth of the brand. I call him like the brand manager. Like he comes with these ideas and these videos, and I just handle the Instagram stuff and stay connected with the people, fighter relations, and we got a promoter. So and then the ref is very involved as well with that different ideas because it's more than boxing to us. Like we thought of this to create a community, bring the community together and also share other brands. Like there'll be different vendors or whatever. Like it's a platform for the community to come together, be exposed to boxing. Push the community to do like the participants. They push themselves to do something different. Some may have anxiety, like they come for different reasons, and it's just been so amazing to see the growth, bro. It's just been crazy. So I have to say the media team and the video edits, and I have to shout out, Trippy Migo too. He's been very involved in helping us as well. Uno, directed by Uno, he's our media guy. So a lot of these guys, man, have been collaborating and helping us grow the brand. And we've just been trying to stay consistent. So the strategy was doing it every 2 weeks. And that's really what has built it up quickly. It's the consistency of every 2 weeks, we got another show. So I went from like 4 fights on the first one. The second one, we had 9. And then the third one, we had 13. And then we had 15. And then it's been like that, like 15 consistent, from only 4 on the first one. So it's great. It's been awesome. This past Sunday was only our 7th show.
Yeah, and that's crazy that not only are y'all doing it consistently, that little gap in between, it kind of builds up anticipation where people would go to every week.
Yeah.
Considering that there's 2 weeks, the fighters get a little bit more time to prepare.
Yeah. That was the strategy. I attract more fighters to sign up. We dropping videos, we dropping reels, you know what I mean? Staying plugged in with the community, because I feel like I built the community, the Thumpyard community, you know what I'm saying? All the fighters that come through, they're part of the fam. They have lifetime access and membership, man, to whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? We have a goal, bigger long-term goals to, have a gym in a boxing center. So there's a lot happening right now. Like in the short time we've been in here, we've been able to network with a lot of people in the county and on official county members that are helping us push our brand. So it's a lot of work still ahead of us, and I can't wait to see the growth.
So gloves up, guns down. What does that mean to you, man? Because you mentioned just fighting against gun violence. What does gloves up, guns down mean to you?
So I'm a victim of gun violence myself. So the day I got shot, I was supposed to be in a boxing gym. Like it was around the time that I would normally be like wrapping up my workout at the boxing gym. But I stayed home that night to study for a real estate exam because I had just finished my real estate course, and I was pursuing that as a career. And yeah, man, I got shot at home during a home invasion. So I mean, gloves up, guns down means a lot to me because, and especially now, like this just keeps growing, right? So as the more the community starts giving me their feedback and telling me how, man, we really needed something like this, gloves up, guns down, or I had one guy say, man, after my first boxing match, I don't even look at guns the same, man. He was like, F them joints, So seeing that is making a positive impact, and at least, and maybe some of the guys that attend, and I don't have no disrespect to anyone or what they have to do to do what they got to do, but they may live a different lifestyle outside of those gates, right? But when we come together there, it's good to see different areas and different neighborhoods, and we vibe. It's always been nothing but peace. You know what I'm saying? We had one incident, one guy got slammed during the match.
Oh, I remember that.
We saw that video.
Yeah, my man got suplex.
Yeah, he got freaking slammed, bro. I think it was an instinct thing. The guy was like wrestler background and just, he insisted on no headgear. I'm like, bro, wear headgear. So no headgear, getting tagged, and we just naturally just went in for the scoop. He could do it great. He may do it, great on another platform, but we box over at the Thumpyard. So.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, man. That's the guns down, gloves up, guns down. That's super important, man. Like you said, you're a victim of gun violence. You've had other victims of gun violence come, and I seen the video where homie was showing, his gunshot wounds. it's something that's important for the community, man. You even got young kids now that are starting to see this stuff. Like, you know, we don't want to basically what I'm trying to say is here, man, is y'all influencing people of all ages, man. Y'all influencing, you know, the 30s and 40s to the 20s. I would say y'all main demographic probably is around like the 20s, right?
Yeah, it looks like. Yep.
And then y'all even got even one of my, like I said, I hit you up. One of my young bulls, he was like, man, I want to get in there and see what's good, spar against one of these
Yeah. Well, we're starting to now include more youth in there. You know what I'm saying? So at one of our shows, we actually had some kids come over and do a youth exhibition that they actually box and train and compete on a national level between 10 and 12 years old. And they were there showcasing their skills. The video's on YouTube. Definitely watch that one. But
Yeah.
they're sharp, man. And to see these kids, their dedication in the gym, because there's, I mean, you know, all sports are challenging, right? But there's something about boxing or combat sports in general, right, where it's just you and another individual in the ring, and you have to like test yourself mentally to keep going, and you have to endure pain, and you know what I mean. You have to give it all you got, man, and then not at the same time control your emotions, right? So it teaches self-discipline because you don't fight with emotion. Like you can't get in there be mad and no, you have to be calm and collective. So a lot of those skills could translate into real life. And you know, and another thing, like going back to your question, what does it mean to me? Like all those things that I'm mentioning that boxing teaches, I feel like I attribute my mental strength and like it's been able to help me, overcome my situation. Because I don't know if I mentioned, but when I got shot, it paralyzed me from my chest down.
Mm.
And so, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm paralyzed from my chest down. So that's why the movement is dear to my heart.
Yeah, that's you turned a tragic moment in your life into something big, man, because the thump yard, I would say, and like you mentioned, there's other backyard boxing, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
no disrespect to anyone, man.
it. Yeah.
But
There are other backyard boxing stuff going on, but one thing that I've started to realize is that y'all are starting to, be the talk of, even in my circle, people know about y'all. Like people talk about you guys. And what I wanted to ask you was, what do you feel like is separating Thumpyard from the, like you said, no disrespect to any of the other backyard boxing that's going on. What do you feel like separates Thumpyard from the other ones?
and we staying anchored to a message. You know what I'm saying? And like we say, we thump for a cause. I think that's number one, first and foremost, that it's just bigger than boxing to us. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than boxing. It's more about community. It's about building up the youth. It's about sharing a message that's going to impact and help someone else change their paradigm on life in general, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's number one. Number two, consistency. And number three, just the marketing. You know what I mean? I mean, which goes with consistency, but the quality of the marketing. We're working with some great guys that do some great work. And I think that's what separates us, man. And just like I said, back to number one, just staying anchored to the message and staying that it's for a purpose. You know what I mean? We really want to. The goal is to really provide an outlet to anyone and everyone. You know, and we all need an outlet because at the end of the day, we are kind of battling something, right? You know what I'm saying? We all have our own battles and our own struggles. So I feel like through boxing, there's a lot that it could teach that you could translate and transfer it into life and help you be successful.
So from event 1 into event 7, man, what has been your favorite moments? What are some of those things that really left an impression on you that you're like, wow, this Stumpy Art thing, you started off from ground zero, but now we're at like level 10, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, we got so much work ahead of us, man. Let me first say that there's so much more work to do. You know, that we are our goal is to become a nonprofit and get the center, but just to see the growth and the feedback of the people. I've had some guys that participated that then come back and they lose 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got them back motivated to get fit again. So all these it's just a bunch of stories. So I can't even really attribute it to one thing, right? It's all these stories that are really touching my heart and like it fuels me to keep going. And us in the team because we see that it's bigger than boxing and it's really making an impact. I love the fact that a lot more skillful fighters are coming out. Ultimately we're boxers. We love the sweet science. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing some good boxers come out, man. I love the fact that more youth are getting involved. And I mean, just the whole growth, bro. It's just been a humbling experience. So I can't really say there's one moment, you know, because every event is different. Every event is kind of different. You know what I mean? So I enjoy it, man. I try to stay present, and I just, I would say this: Memorial Weekend was something that really showed us our fan base that because that was a cold day. It was a cold, rainy day, and we still had a great turnout, bro. You know what I'm saying? People still came out. We had a great event, and people look forward to this. People look forward to it, and it's giving. I had one guy tell me that, he was a street dude, man. He's like, man, you keeping us off the streets, and you're unlocking something I didn't even know I had in myself. So those comments, bro, is what keeps us going. So all those testimonies is what fuels us.
Yeah, all this in a short period of time. Like,
I answered the question really, but
nah, that was. I mean, that was like a
right?
couple of
I mean,
moments.
all the like we're like I think we're like at 80 fights already, bro. It's just been so many fights too, but there's been some great fights in there, man. Some good exchanges. A lot of people showing a lot of heart. It's been wonderful, man. It's been a great journey. I'm blessed, man. I feel real humbled and I'm blessed. And I appreciate you guys for hosting this podcast interview.
Definitely appreciate you for pulling up. We like you said, pulled up to the first event. We definitely fuck with what you got going on. I wanted to ask you, man, now that y'all are in this new location, man, what do you feel like will be like the biggest difference, or what has been the biggest difference so far from location 1 to location 2?
I mean, we could talk cool, right? Like good on this here.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, bro.
I mean, obviously, at the first location, there's a lot of smoking going on. It's like a whole different vibe. Right? You know what I'm saying? At this location, it's our first time there, so there's a lot to improve. You know what I mean? To make it better, obviously, do a little bit more promotion. We did the promotion like 2 days before the event to get more people in there, so you'll feel a little bit more of the energy. Maybe bring the people a little closer to the ring. We're working on getting another ring, so like an official ring. So things are going to be evolving in indoors. You know what I mean? I think having the outdoor element is always still available to us at that location. They have a huge field that's available to us to do something as well. So that's going to keep evolving. But what was the question again?
I was saying, like, what's like the biggest difference from the two locations? Because you said
the locations.
the county kind of got into it, right? Where they
last
had
location,
locations.
So this is what I was hearing a lot, right? People love the ruggedness of the last location, right? With the dumpsters in the back and the dump trucks and just the whole ruggedness of it, right? It's the Thumpyard. Like, oh man, we're in the yard. Like, it was dope. Like the scenery was dope. So obviously we're kind of in a different scenery. So things are evolving. The vibe, like I was mentioning, man, I mean, it was 420 friendly. So, the vibe is outdoor vibe. We still have the food vendors, but that with the outdoor vibe, it kind of felt more like a cookout kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like got the food, got the smoker outside.
Yeah.
It's just you got fights, we got the DJ going on, but the thing is, it's been hot too, brother. So, and we're getting into the winter. So if we're going to stay consistent, we got to pivot, in business, you got to pivot. You got to think of different things and keep evolving. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right. There's a lot of, I think going indoors makes it a little bit more kid friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that feedback that we've been getting. So that's always a plus. Although at the last place we had kids there. So it just, we're evolving, brother. We're evolving. I missed the other place, you know what I mean? But we're going to keep growing and I'm sure this place is going to be just as great, man.
Yeah, man. I bet it makes y'all super happy that y'all actually getting, like I said, man, the first couple of matches, there were some people that knew what they were doing, but for the most part, it's like people just kind of went out there. Now it's like people are training, and the people that were there from the beginning are actually training, and y'all having more experienced boxers that are coming in there, and y'all are starting to see. It must make y'all happy, right? To see like these technically sound boxers coming in there, going and having these great matches.
Yeah, man, that's the most exciting thing, man. Like I said, man, we love the sweet science. So just seeing the good boxers come out and support the cause. We had a pro MMA guy went in there, that freaking did his thing, and that was a great match, man. So that's awesome, bro. I just love to see it, and even the guys that never box Because listen, at the end of the day, you got to respect anyone that goes in the ring. Anyone. It doesn't matter if they got skill, no skill. I respect them all at the end of the day.
Gotta have heart to get in there.
You gotta have heart, bro, for sure. You gotta have heart to be in there. So, and then we have fighters that's fought like since probably the second or third event on, 4 or 5 fights with us. And there and it's so beautiful, man. The biggest thing, like going back to your question, that I like to see is the community that is building, right? These fighters are getting together, they fight each other, they didn't know each other before the fight. Now they're friends, they're hanging out, they're sparring, iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? So that's also lovely to see, man, that we're building an actual community of people that come get together to do something they love.
Yeah, that's why I said in the intro, man. I don't really even view y'all as backyard boxing as much as a boxing community, man, because it's a lot of people that's going there learning how to fight. That's getting, we went there to see the first time was Jay Green from J&J Everyday Podcast, and literally all he talks about now is like, yeah, I'm about to go work out, I'm about to go spar, I'm about to go do this. Like he been putting in real work. Like he's very enthusiastic about this stuff, man. And now it's even people that I didn't even know like were in tune with stuff in the area that's like, yeah, like I know about Thumpyard. So y'all definitely got a little buzz going on, man. We hope to see y'all doing your thing every bi-weekly and keep on going with the Thumpyard stuff, man. But let's pivot from Thumpyard and let's talk a little bit about just boxing in general, man. How do you feel right now currently about the state of boxing, amateur boxing, professional boxing? Before you answer that question, I just want to throw out there how a lot of boxing attention in the mainstream that's been coming in has been a lot of celebrity boxing and stuff like that. So how do you feel about the state of boxing and how do you feel about the whole celebrity boxing thing that's going on right now?
I mean, I love a good fight, man. So, I mean, I love a good fight. I love Gervonta Davis's last performance, man.
Beautiful, man.
So
beautiful.
That fight was beautiful, bro. I haven't seen a fight like that in a long time. That exciting fight, there was so much you didn't know. It was so unpredictable. That both because Barrios, you could not count him out. He's not no pushover. And Davis did his thing. Seeing him in there slip and move, and how he neutralized the guy's jab and just tore him down with that left hand, man. I mean, I love a good fight. So with the state of boxing, I mean, boxing's always gonna be great, man. Boxing isn't going anywhere, bro. It's not going anywhere. If anything, it's probably getting bigger because you got the thing, like you said, the celebrity boxing and all these YouTube guys and these people bringing it. They're making it more, I guess, mainstream, or maybe exposing it to people that weren't really into boxing before. So it's beautiful to see what's happening to boxing right now. I think it's a sport, like I said, that definitely is not going anywhere. And it teaches too many life skills, man. And it's much needed. Like you mentioned, amateur boxing, man. Amateur boxing is something special to me, man, because that's when you really see the dedication and hard work that these young kids, man, like I've seen 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, and those are the future world champions. They're coming out of those amateur ranks and they're competing on a high level and on an elite level, nationally and internationally. So through the Thumpyard, we've been able to meet a gym locally that I had no idea existed in Hyattsville, the O'Connor Boxing Gym. And, they have the number 1 ranked 12-year-old in there.
Really?
And, yeah, number 1 ranked 12-year-old. Check.
What's his name?
His name, they call him White Chocolate.
White Chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah,
White
interesting.
chocolate.
So
He's like
and then the number 2, I believe, is the older brother who is 15 at the 140 weight class. And they're in there, man. I go over there sometimes for their opening sparring sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And they're in there, man, putting in work with some grown folks. He's 15 with some grown men. And that used to be me, growing up, because I was that age. I started young like that, so I know what it was to, my routine after school was to go to the gym, and I'd be in the gym for 4 hours, because after training, I'd just be there chilling. But my gym was mostly pros. So I didn't really get exposed to too much amateur, going on the nationals and then on the circuit, competing and stuff. My thing was more with the pros, and I got a lot of experience with professional fighters at a young age. That gave me a lot of my experience. But boxing is wonderful, man. Amateur boxing, I love it. The Olympics, I love it. Anytime the Olympics come around, I'm tuned in, and who do you guys like right now in terms of boxing? Like what champions?
Bro, right now, man, Tank is my favorite fighter, bro.
Yeah.
Like when
Same.
I was watching that fight that you were talking about, the Mario Barrios fight, and I literally said the exact same thing. I have not seen this entertaining of a fight, especially in their weight class, in a long time, man. But they were trading hits, and Barrios went down 3 different times, and people were talking about the whole Floyd was giving him that edge by saying like, "Yo, you're down on the scorecard, or whatever." I didn't really have a problem with that. I don't know how
Yeah,
you felt about that, but
it doesn't matter.
yeah, that was what it was, man. But the fact that once he said that, you see that Tank really was like, all right, I'm gonna lock in. And then once he locked in, Barrios really was having trouble being able to avoid those power punches. And but the thing was, he kept getting up every single time to the point where it took basically broken ribs for him for the fight to end.
He would have kept getting up. So it was a good. I think it was a great call by the ref. You know, that's
Yeah,
something that's very important to us in these matches is to keep the fighter safe. You
yeah,
know, and going back to like what separates us from some other backyard fight, some guys don't use no headgears. You know, I mean, I know we shipped in 2 matches no out of 80, but we always push the headgear. Like that's really what we prefer to be
yeah.
honest. And it's about keeping the fighter safe, man. You know, so shout out to the ref for stopping at the right moment, man. Because boxing, you don't play boxing. You don't play boxing. It's not like going out to play some basketball. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So is Thumpyard like a LLC or something like that?
Yeah, we're a LLC, and then the ultimate goal is to become actually like a sanctioned event, to actually do some sanctioned fights, like actual boxing, amateur boxing events with USA Boxing, and put on some good shows for the community. Like I did a story post today, and I was like, man, we bringing boxing back to the community, like back to the area we grew up in. You know, Silver Spring, we in Adelphi, Langley Park, the whole PG Montgomery County where they meet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our backyard, so we want to bring boxing back over here.
I want to ask you just about because you mentioned the fact that you want to have more amateur events and sanctioned USA boxing matches and all that. Are there any plans in the future to have collabs with like other backyard boxing joints or just other gyms in general and just have them come to Thumpyard?
Yeah. Like I said, we're open platform, man, and we're not against working and collaborating with anyone. I think though, it needs to resonate though with our message, right? Like if they're another entity that's doing the fights and stuff like that, they may be doing it, but not for a cause. You know what I mean? Like for us, it's more about the cause. And if we could maybe collaborate and do a show where we say, we're uniting the DMV, uniting against gun violence and such and such and such and such, putting together this. I don't like the versus thing. I know it's gonna come. I know it's gonna happen. I had like a group from Atlanta that want to come up and collab. And I'm all for a good show with some good fights and stuff. You know what I mean? So we're open to collabing. Just want to make sure that we all resonate with and we pushing the same message. A message of unity, of peace, man, and of ending this gun violence. Like I said, the number one thing is staying anchored to that message and that mission.
The verses you're referring to is like the music verses.
You said what?
You talking about the music verses?
What do you mean? Like yeah, like just verses in general, like them versus us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because once you have that mentality, right? If let's say we do another collab with a group from another area, you know how it could get a little tense. If you're doing an us versus them, and that's the message you can't.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about
Yeah.
leading the pack and like, nah, this is what we come here together for, and boo. Like, yeah, we can do it like that. Any show we're open to do with anyone. I don't want to. I don't want to. Because then people in the crowd, like, it's just about how you carry the show. And carry the show, man. At the end of the day, it's great to see that after these two people going at it, it's all love and respect. It's all shaking hands, it's all hugs. It's great, man. It's like you said, it's definitely a community that we're building.
Yeah, 100%. When I think about Thumpyard, man, it almost reminds me of that one scene from the movie Friday, right? When Day Day's dad walks in the room, right? And he's like, "What you got the gun
Craig's
for,
dad.
man?" Or no,
Yeah.
Craig's dad walks in the room. "What you got this for, man? Real men
We got these, yeah.
got these. You win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day, man." That's it. That's what when I first started hearing about Thumpyard and seeing what y'all got going on, I think about that. And I can't say nothing but respect to you guys for what y'all got going on, bro.
Likewise.
Thank you. And you just reminded me, man. Shout out to Crack Visuals too, who helped us out with one of the highlights that actually took that little snippet. I think yeah, some of that snippet was in that, man. So yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Gloves up, guns down, man. We got too many kids out here grabbing and holding guns, bro, that and thinking it's freaking cool, man. You know, like, and me, it's making me think of the story of my boy that I met, and I met him through the Thumpyard. And I don't believe everything is not a coincidence. Everything is for a purpose, right? I met this kid, and he had recently got injured, you know, in a wheelchair. He had no idea I was in a wheelchair, and we connected through the Thumpyard. And he had recently got injured 8 months ago, and he got shot during a fight, you know, by a 17-year-old kid.
During a fight, during a boxing match,
During a fist fight.
during a fist fight. Okay.
In a party, they picked a fight with him. He's fighting, and then they shoot him. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to hear these stories, bro. It's sad. So, you know, we're just trying to do our part, you know, to kind of make an impact, man, and see if we can make some change in the community and do this with a message. Like, if it's not for a message, then there's no point in doing it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. There's no purpose. Like, it's not. It's more than boxing for me right now.
100%, man. I wanted to ask you, man. Do you feel like if your tragic incident that left you paralyzed, if that would have never happened, do you think Thumpyard would have never came together?
For sure. Yeah, if I wouldn't have been shot, this probably would never existed.
Yeah, man. Well, it's good to see.
It's crazy you ask me that question, man. It starts putting things in perspective. You know, everything has a purpose. You know, there's not many people with the, you know, that go through this kind of situation and that stay strong. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that are struggling, and it's hard mentally, right, to deal with a devastating injury that leaves you physically paralyzed, and it just steals everything that you once loved. So, you know, I've been in this situation 12 years. I got shot in 2009. You know what I'm saying? So it's been sitting down for 12 years, and there's always like trying to find purpose, man. So this is just another example. I call him like God's wink, right? Like he's winking at me and shit. That I'm on the right path, man, and I'm doing something. You know, like I need to be doing this. You know
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, I bet it's gratifying for you, man, to feel like, you know, like you found, you know, a new purpose. You know what I mean? Something that keep you going, something that motivates you. And to other people that could be going through a similar situation, somebody that may be in a similar position as you, they look at it like, you know what, it's not over. I'm not just gonna dwell in my situation, man. You're inspiring a lot of people, man. And I hope y'all keep doing what you got going on at Thumpyard, man. Hope y'all keep growing. And you know, we got to get to another one of these events, man, at the new location, bro, for sure.
Yeah, man. So you haven't been back since the first?
Nah, just the first one.
Man, come on, man. You gotta go.
We're usually busy on the weekends though, man. But we're definitely gonna
following the movement, bro. And listen, you don't even gotta be there, and you're hearing the buzz. You feel me? So
yeah,
I'm doing something, man. It's getting to your ear, and then you know you made this happen for us. So I appreciate you giving and sharing your platform for our movement, bro. Because I feel like it's a movement, man. It's a movement.
Yeah, so that's what. Before we get out of here, man, I just want to reiterate, man. As far as our platform, Hear Me Out Podcast, man, we do podcasts and live streams and stuff. But we really came up off of doing interviews with other people that got that want to promote stuff in the DMV, man. Don't matter if you got 1 subscriber or 10,000 subscribers, as long as you know it's something that we feel like people like you said, as long as it's something that got a meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Like y'all got the gloves up, guns down. That's a real meaning. That's a real thing that y'all got going on. It's not just, you know, it's not a facade. It's a real message that y'all got going on behind it.
We're sharing real stories. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have been in there that said, man, I just lost a brother a year ago. You know what I'm saying? That they're going in there with this mission, you know what I mean, to prove to themselves and push themselves to get in the ring and step out their comfort zone, all for a cause, you know, because they have someone that's been affected by gun violence. So, man, we just getting started, bro. And like I said, I appreciate you, you know, highlighting us and asking me these great questions, man. You know, this is like off the top of my dome. You didn't send me any questions. We're just on with the flow.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and if you would have, in my bad, if you would have preferred like some pre-written or not pre-written, but like
Cool. I like this because if you're asking questions that I'm thinking about, I'm giving genuine responses on the fly. You feel me?
exactly.
At least
That's
I
what we
create
want.
myself and I can talk a little bit, you know. So, I appreciate it, man.
And also one more thing I want to say before we get out of here is maybe I don't think a lot of people really know who, obviously Thumpyard is a team, but I don't think a lot of people know you, Jonathan, as the guy who created Thumpyard. You're the founder of Thumpyard, or did you co-found it with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, me and my brother, it's my story that I'm pushing. You know what I mean? I'm the gunshot victim, so I can say, yeah, I'm the founder, but obviously I have a brother and I got a team. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave them out the picture because, you know what I'm saying, I don't do everything, but I don't do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. I mean, yeah. And then my brother's been a big push. You know, he's like the operations manager. He's the one that built the ring on him and his crew on Sunday. So without him, man, there's a lot of this couldn't even be possible because he's in there setting up and breaking down, and so it's a team, man. It's a team, but I guess it's my story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Maybe I'm the
basically what I'm
mascot.
getting
I
at.
don't know. I'm the mascot of I'm the founder / mascot / you know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing for real.
So that's basically what we're trying to get at is put in the face for Thumpyard, so people can get to know you a little bit more. We appreciate you getting genuine and deep with your answers, man. We're gonna link everything that Thumpyard got going on in the description of this video. If y'all like the video, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to HMO Podcast, but also to Thumpyard. Watch the highlights that they got going on there. Say what?
The Thumpyard.
The Thumpyard. So everything is linked in the description of this video. Make sure y'all check it out.
The Thumpyard.
I like the merch. The merch is nice, bro.
Go cop some merch on the site.
We got some different designs on Sunday, bro. Definitely grab some. We're gonna put together a merch website too. So anyone that want to support the cause and the movement, man, and then, I don't know if you guys see it on the back.
Life is a fight.
That's what's up.
That's right.
We got that. We got another one that says gloves, not guns. We just, any way we could keep spreading that message, bro, because someone that wears this shirt, someone else sees it and it can motivate someone, man. Life is a fight. That's the real hard truth.
Hey, man. Appreciate you for joining us today, Jonathan. The Thumpyard. Everything is linked in the description. Subscribe on YouTube, Instagram. Go check out everything they got going on. Pull up to a fight. We'll probably be at one of the next fight or two at least. We're going to be at one of these next ones, man. So, again, thank you.
We may have to get your boy in there again.
Who, Jay?
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at him. So
yeah,
he's talking.
I told you,
shit.
He been practicing, bro. He's showing me his little videos. He's looking nice, man. Got the stance down and all that. But we'll talk about that, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow. Everything is in the description. Jonathan, thanks for joining us, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
If you liked the video, listen carefully. To the bottom right, there's a like button. Hit that. Further to the right is a red subscribe button. Hit that as well. And hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the latest in sports, pop culture, and progressive politics.